The Western genre has evolved far beyond its roots. What used to be simple good versus evil storytelling is now packed with moral ambiguity, psychological depth, and raw realism. Yet one thing remains unchanged. Right-finger westerns are all about the build-up to unforgettable confrontations. Whether it's a duel, a siege, or a brutal survival clash, the payoff is what makes the journey worth it. Clapperboard 1. Django Unchained, Revenge at its most explosive. Directed by Quentin Tarantino, this bold and stylish western follows Django, a freed slave turned bounty hunter, on a mission to rescue his wife and destroy a ruthless plantation empire. With standout performances from Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, and Leonardo DiCaprio, the film delivers both emotional weight and explosive action. High voltage. Why the Showdown delivers. A massive, chaotic final shootout. Dialogue that builds unbearable tension. A deeply personal revenge payoff. This is a western where justice arrives in a storm of bullets. Acts 2. Bone Tomahawk. Slow burn, brutal finish. Starring Kurt Russell, this film begins as a classic rescue mission but slowly morphs into a terrifying survival horror story. A sheriff and his small posse venture into dangerous territory to rescue kidnapped townsfolk, only to face something far worse than outlaws. High voltage. What makes it unforgettable? A tense, methodical build-up. A shocking and graphic climax. A raw, realistic portrayal of violence. The final showdown is not heroic, it's horrifying and unforgettable. Bison 3. Butcher's Crossing, The Battle Within. Featuring Nicolas Cage, this western shifts the focus from gunfights to psychological struggle. A young man joins a buffalo hunt that spirals into obsession, testing the limits of human endurance. High voltage. Why it stands out. Nature becomes the main antagonist. Emotional and mental breakdowns drive the tension. A haunting, introspective conclusion. This is a western where the showdown happens inside the human soul. Bear 4. The Revenant, Survival is Revenge. In this brutal survival epic, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a frontiersman left for dead after a vicious attack. His journey back to civilization is fueled by pain, determination, and a burning desire for revenge. High voltage. Why the finale hits hard. A deeply emotional confrontation, relentless physical struggle, nature acting as a constant enemy. Here, the showdown isn't just a fight, it's a test of willpower and survival. Gun 5. The Old Way, old-school gunslinger action. Starring Nicolas Cage, this film brings back the traditional revenge western. A retired gunslinger returns to his violent past after tragedy strikes, dragging his daughter into a dangerous journey. High voltage. Why it works. Classic revenge narrative, emotional father-daughter dynamic, straightforward, satisfying gunfights. It's a modern western with an old-school heart. Woman Farmer 6. The Legend of Molly Johnson, Strength and Survival. This Australian western offers a powerful, character-driven story about a mother protecting her children in a harsh frontier world. High voltage. What makes it powerful? A strong female lead, emotional stakes over spectacle, a tense, grounded climax. The showdown here is quiet but devastating, driven by survival and sacrifice. Bomb 7. Jane Got a Gun, The Ultimate Last Stand. Starring Natalie Portman, this film focuses on a woman defending her home from a gang seeking revenge. High voltage. Why it stands out. A tense, contained siege. Emotional stakes tied to family. A gripping final battle. This is a western where the showdown feels like a war fought at home. Horse 8. True history of the Kelly Gang, myth meets madness. This unconventional western explores the life of outlaw Ned Kelly in a raw, stylized way. High voltage. Why it's unique. A chaotic, unpredictable tone. Themes of identity and rebellion. Showdowns that feel raw and unfiltered. It's less about glory and more about the cost of becoming a legend. Sunrise 9. Tombstone, The Old Standard. Featuring Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer, this legendary western dramatizes the gunfight at the OK Corral. High voltage. Why it's iconic. Legendary characters and performances. Memorable dialogue. One of the most famous shootouts ever filmed. This is the ultimate western showdown experience. Cowboy hat face. What makes these showdowns so epic? Across these films, a few key ingredients stand out. Fire tension before action. The best westerns build suspense slowly before delivering explosive payoffs. Balance scale. Moral gray areas. Heroes aren't perfect, and villains aren't always simple. Sunrise. Harsh landscapes. The environment often feels like an enemy of its own. Heartbreak. Personal stakes. Every confrontation is driven by something deeply emotional, revenge, survival, or justice. Bullseye. Final watch guide. Want explosive revenge? Right pointing arrow. Django Unchained. Want something dark and shocking? Right pointing arrow Bone Tomahawk. Want a survival epic? Right pointing arrow The Revenant. Want a classic feel? Right pointing arrow The Old Way. Want emotional depth? Right pointing arrow The Legend of Molly Johnson. Fire closing thoughts. Westerns continue to evolve, but their core remains the same: conflict, tension, and unforgettable showdowns. Hulu's lineup proves that the genre is still alive and thriving, delivering stories that are as intense and emotionally gripping as ever.